15 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. 15 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. Fuck yeah!
Hello?
Hey, what's up, bud?
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh man, I'm just can't get my Google Drive to sync
Oh
with my
shit.
Mac.
All right. I don't.
That's what I'm working on.
I use like I've never used any Apple products, so I don't know that world.
It's frustrating. I'll tell you what. It's telling me that I have 39 gigabytes in my Google Drive, and I just deleted like a bunch of stuff, and it's still saying it. So it's not syncing. Is what's going on.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I've been trying to use like Dropbox and shit to send people some. I've been doing some like recordings with like some of my married friends that can't get out. They'll send me guitar, and I'll put drums on it and shit like that.
Yeah.
I think without paying money for Dropbox, it's like a lot of money. You know, they don't give you very much space, so you have to delete shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
I
always
don't
like,
use Dropbox.
do you want to delete it for everyone? And I always feel like there's going to be, like, it's literally me and one other friend. And I always feel like, well, what if he wants to use it again and I delete it? I can't bring myself to do that to him. But it's really just some shitty recording of a drum fucking track. I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's frustrating.
You know, it's the tech stuff is fucking weird. I feel like this whole quarantine shit has, like, forced me to delve into it more than I wanted to, or more than I would have forced myself to beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
How about you? Where you're down? You're in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
How's that? That's a weird town, probably for this kind of situation, right?
Yeah, it's all right, man. Everything's good here. People are just, getting back to normal, wearing masks.
So they're doing like, is it like still like a tourist area where like people are coming down?
Yeah, there's still a lot of tourism. Generally speaking, yeah, for sure. I mean, tons of people and still come here, but there's really nothing open, you know.
So it's not. There's no like live music stuff going on.
There is, but it's like really limited.
Gotcha.
Like it's only in restaurants, and it's like it closes at like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's like stuff to do though. I mean, there's a lot of like outdoor stuff to do.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of like rivers and kayaking and canoeing and stuff like that. You know, still.
Yeah.
I don't really know. I don't really get out, but I know that people are still coming here because people are mad about it. You know.
People. What do you mean by that? Like. Oh,
What's that?
People are mad that people are still coming.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
People get angry, you know, because it's like they're trying to keep the numbers down, you know.
Yeah, Tennessee was like high for a little. It's weird because like some place is high for a while, and then they start taking shit seriously, and then they go down, and the next place is high. It's like kind of like a whack-a-mole kind of thing. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know anything about it really. I just know that it's like it seems like even if you get it, the chances of, you know, dying are really slim. So I haven't been too worried about it because I'm not like super high in the
like risk area, yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want to pass it to other people. But as far as that, I just wear a mask, you know. So I locked down. I locked down for like 2 months,
right,
but now it's just kind of like, yeah. I mean, I think it's now it's like if they don't even give you unemployment anymore, it's like you really have to get out, you know. Like when they got rid of unemployment, it's kind of, I feel like all bets are off now, you know. It's like, well, you just got to like do the best you can and I don't know, like try to stay healthy and try not to spread it or whatever. But quite honestly, man, I don't even want to know if I have it, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nice to be able to have it, not know about it, and not give it to anyone. That would be the ideal fucking situation. But
That's you know, when I go out, I wear a mask. I only go out when I need to, you know, and I only, you know, and I surround myself with just like a few people that see on a regular basis, you know,
Yeah.
and I don't see anybody that's like high risk really. I don't hang out with anybody that's high risk. So
What do you been doing with your time?
what's that?
What have you been doing with your time? How you passed?
Oh man, I just been playing music.
Yeah.
Yeah, just tons of music really.
Like
It's
writing stuff, or what are you working on?
Yeah, I'm working on this album of mine, and then I'm working on this other album with this gal, Lucy Cochran.
Oh shit, nice. So, like a collab kind of thing.
Yeah, sort of. She's just she's she. Do you remember her band? She was in like a metal band
I don't know
called
if I do.
Stumptail Dolly.
Oh yeah, was she the fiddle player?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
yeah.
right on. Yeah.
So she's like making a country album,
Oh fuck yeah.
and I've just been helping her with that, and then I've been producing my other buddy's record, Greg Mullen, and he's really great. And so I've been trying to get him to finish that. And we recorded that last year, so now we're just kind of like finishing it up, like at my studio here.
The Greg
And then,
Mullen. Oh, you have a studio right at your place?
Yeah, I have just like a small overdub studio
Nice.
for like mixing and doing overdubs and stuff
So
like
you
that.
wouldn't do full on tracking there.
It really just depends.
Yeah.
You know, I could. I mean, I really only have 4 channels of like good preamps and stuff.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I could, but I track mostly when I'm doing records. I track like everything live, like as much live as I can. You know, like drums and bass and
Yeah.
like most everything I do, just like a whole band playing. So yeah, I usually just like get a studio for that, and then.
Where'd you do your last?
do
Where'd you
overdubs.
do your last album at? Songs for Nobody.
Trace Horse.
Okay.
It's here in Nashville. It's a really cool, tiny studio. These 2 guys, and then there's another silent partner that I think kind of fronted the money for their studio. And there's 2 younger guys, and they just have a really nice studio with like a Neve board. 1028, I think. 1028 Neve board, and then just like tons of outboard gear. So we just kind of cram into this little space, and then just there's a piano room, and then there's an ISO booth for the steel, and then we just put like the rest of the band in one room, and then just track it all live, and then like we'll do. I don't know. We have a session booked right now. We're gonna try to do 8 songs in one day.
For like your next album coming out?
Yeah, or whatever. I'm not like sure what it's going to be yet. I'm just kind of recording because these songs are just like there's just so many of them, and I don't really know
I was
how
going
they're
to
going
ask
to fit
about
together.
that. You've been kind of like on a every 2-year thing for the last few albums. Is that just happened naturally because you have them, or is that planned out? Like, how do you ever
Well, this last one was supposed to come out a year ago, so it came out a year late.
Okay.
Yeah, I recorded it twice because I recorded it with this guy in Detroit, and then we had a falling out, and then he we just kind of like cut ties, and then I re-recorded it myself.
Oh, you recorded
in
it?
Nashville.
You recorded it yourself?
Yeah,
it's
great.
It's a great sounding album. I mean, nice job.
Well, I mean, I had an engineer,
a
really great engineer, but yeah, I did it myself. I did like the producing myself, but I have the studio I use here with the 2 guys that run it. Preston is a really great tracking engineer, and we've like had a really good time working together.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not like by any means like a great engineer. I have like a very I have like a good enough knowledge about what sounds like what and what mics sound like what, and like I know what I want to do, but like as far as like turning knobs and especially with the outboard stuff, that's all permanent. Like once you set it, you're stuck with it. So like you don't really like when it comes to like plugins and being in the box, that stuff doesn't scare me at all because it's all digital recall.
Yeah, you can always redo it, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and so that's all my kind of engineering has always been kind of Pro Tools operational, not like a guy that's like really like I'm not really like a analog engineer. I mean, I
Yeah.
have minimal experience with it, but
What do
but
you?
yeah, I mean, it's really good to have like a good engineer for that stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's a great skill to have. What do you do on your like? Are you doing acoustic guitar and singing, or like? Because you said you try to do it with a band live, but you play a bunch of different shit, right? You started out as a drummer, right?
Yeah. I use a drummer here. His name's Dan Pratt, and I pretty much use him on everything I
Okay.
do. I use him on all my music. When I produce records, I use him.
Okay, nice.
I was just at his house today.
There's a song on "I Want to Believe." I can't remember the name of it now. The drums are fucking bananas
Yeah,
for it. Like, yeah. But like it feels like the instrumentation on the new album like changes from song to song almost. No, like some are a little bit more rockabilly. Like Delta Woman, right, has that weird. I thought I was having an acid flashback where it fucking kind of wobbles out on you.
yeah. That one was tracked. So I kind of have like the chord guys that I use. Well, not they're not all guys, but chord people I use. For like everything I'm doing here is a pedal steel player and guitar player. So he plays pedal steel and guitar, and then his name's Adam, and then Danny on drums, and then this piano player whose name is Zach Vinson. And those are the guys that have pretty much been in every session that I've done in the last 2 years, like producing or otherwise, or my own music. So Adam played all that steel and then a lot of that electric guitar on that, and I played all the acoustics on that. And but yeah, I mean that's all like the same guys, and
Yeah.
then I use different bass players a lot.
What's
like
up with Karen?
kind
Is
of
she
weird.
is she still your like
Yeah,
touring?
she plays a lot of she played all the upright bass on that record. And, she tours with me, so she's like great on the upright bass. She's not really like an electric bass player though. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean, she can do it, but it's not really like. She played some electric bass on the record though. She played electric bass on the title track. So she does it. It's just not like her main bag. She's more of an upright bass player.
Yeah, right on.
She's good at upright. She's got like really good intonation, which is something that a lot of upright bass players just don't have.
Yeah, yeah.
She's got like really good intonation. So it's I don't know, but like as far as electric bass goes, I've been using this guy named Brandon. He's really great. And then I also used a guy named Jack Lawrence for a session.
I'm sure in
He's,
Nashville you have like just some pretty sick motherfuckers to pick from down there.
That's the thing is with bass is it's like there's so many different kinds of style of bass. It really just depends on the record you're kind of making, and I think it's kind of funny that seems to be the instrument I keep changing.
Yeah.
Because it's like the least. I feel like it's for most people it's kind of like the least. But I mean, you could have a drummer playing one beat and have change the bass player on it, and it's going to change the song. Anytime you change the bass player, it's going to change everything about it.
That's interesting. What made you decide to move to Nashville?
Well,
like you're a Michigan dude, and then you basically were just on the road for like fucking 600 years, right?
Yeah, I was out pretty much full time for a decade, so I just needed to live somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, honestly, I didn't even have a place to live when COVID hit. I was living at a place that got destroyed by the tornado.
In Nashville, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So when COVID hit, I had to get a new place because I was just gonna wing it. I was like, well, I'll be on tour all year anyways,
Oh fuck.
so I'll just like kind of hang out and then figure something out when winter comes around again. What I've been doing, I've done that a lot. I think I kind of did that last year too, because last year I kind of stayed. Yeah, I kind of stayed at my buddy's house last year for most of the year. I didn't even have a place for like a whole year, so yeah, I mean, it's still pretty transient, but yeah, I got a place. Like I moved into a place as soon as I figured out that I wasn't going to be touring at all this year.
And you were going to be out pretty much the whole year. Like you do a lot of road work, right?
Yeah, yeah. I had like a European tour that was 2 months long, and then I had a U.S. tour that was like 4 months long. So it was going to be pretty much just out all year because the record came out in April, so I was supposed to go on the road like a week after that, and that's right when everything got canceled. So
have you you obviously can't support the record with shows, so have you been doing any live stream kind of stuff? Like, what have you done anything to try to push the record, in a different way since you're stuck home?
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some live streams like the first couple of weeks when the album came out to kind of just, promote it. But then it just kind of got to a point where it was like, I didn't really feel like doing them anymore because it was just me and an acoustic guitar, and it just wasn't really like. I just, I'd like to do more, but I'm not, I'm not like in like close musical, like it's like the people that I play with. We're not like working on, we're not working on like doing live streams,
Yeah.
Like we're working on like new music and stuff. So
you're just pushing forward. Is basically what.
Yeah. I'm not like too worried about it. As far as if I go on tour next year, the album will sell.
Yeah.
It's you got to tour to sell an album. I mean, I sold copies, but it wasn't like. I was like the lowest selling album that I've made in like a decade.
Wow. And it's a fantastic album.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's not a big deal. It'll sell eventually. It's just people don't just records anymore unless they're at shows.
Yeah.
They'll stream them, and it did good streaming wise. So, people heard it. It's not like all negative.
Do you think any of your strong songs have ever been used by a stripper?
Like a stripper that I like in a club, or like
if
my friend, or like a friend that I have that's a stripper.
If you had to pick a song of yours like that would be like the best suited for a stripper, what song would that be of yours?
I don't know. I guess probably something sad.
Something, yeah. You could go dark with it.
Yeah, something really sad where it was like crying and stripping at the same time.
Like kind of David Lynch shit. I see what you're going.
Yeah.
All right. If you had to strip for a song, would it go the same way? Would you take something?
If I had to strip for a song, probably do something like Bob Dylan.
By Bob Dylan, yeah, like Girl from the North Country.
Like his disco stuff.
Leather. Like, oh, okay.
Like the Hurricane or something like that.
Okay, right on.
Like where there's like lots of fast drum beats.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay. You quick stripper. You kind of did that in the Songs for Nobody video a little bit, right?
Did I strip in that? I forget. I thought I just took my jacket off. I think everything else was in your imagination, big guy.
It's running wild, during these crazy times.
Yeah.
You coop me up in a house, and I got nothing to do but think.
Think about what's underneath my wife beater.
So what, I feel your songs, like the instrumentation and the way they're written are very unique. So how do you write? Like, does shit just come to you, or do you sit down and write a song with acoustic guitar and then figure out how you want stuff, or do you like let people kind of go wild, like do their own thing in the studio?
No. I mean, yeah, but I don't. It's kind of a combination. So I'm really like a big fan of putting people in like one room.
Okay,
You know,
like a
picking
band
who's
situation, or what do you?
Yeah, but like say it's a song that I think should sound like this, but I put a mandolin and a fiddle player in one room, and then you put a drummer, you know, in that room, and then you put a piano in a different room, and then you put like steel in another room, and then you know everybody plays it together.
Okay.
And then it's like if you're not gonna have mandolin on a song, like you don't have mandolin come that day. You know, if you're not gonna have fiddle, you don't have fiddle that day, you know.
But you have it worked out in your head. You have like a certain, like say, 10 instruments that'll be on the album, and then you have each song, like.
Yeah. Yeah, so a lot of times what I do is I'll book like, you know, 5 songs in a day in the studio. And like that day there'll be like a Telecaster player, and then the next day there'll be a mandolin player, and it's pretty rare that they would both be on
the same song. Yeah, I got you.
But like not unheard of. So what you do is like you might just not have them there, and then you might just put a guitar over it, you know, eventually. You know, like just overdub a guitar if you want that, you know, and but for the most part, I think it's best just to have like really great musicians all playing off of each other, you know?
Yeah. So, and when you like write the song, you just have that in mind, like, you know,
Yeah.
here and there.
Yeah, I definitely have instrumentation in mind for the songs.
Like there was one with like what the fuck song was it? With like the backup vocals that just like kept going on and on.
She just texted me like 20 minutes ago. That's crazy. Mimi.
What song is that? It was a new album.
I don't know. She did most of the backing vocals on my record. But I mean, I did some of them and she did some of them, and yeah.
What did you say?
No, I'm sorry. I think I interrupted you. Where were you?
I don't even fucking know.
Are you drunk?
I'm drinking. Yeah, that's the point. You know.
I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking.
Yeah. Well,
you know, I thought I saw that on the poster for the thing.
Yeah.
So I was like curious if you were supposed to be, or if I was supposed to be drinking. I didn't even know.
Yeah, you were, but did not. It seems like it seems like you're a little sleepy, but maybe cocaine. 15 lines of cocaine on a fucking Tuesday afternoon. Let's wake Nathan Kalish the fuck up.
You know, I had rehearsal today at 10 a.m.
Oh, sure, okay.
And then I came back, and then I started doing some demos on some songs, and you know, so I am a little tired, but I was gonna power through to the end of the day. I was gonna get drunk after this.
Okay.
Like now, I think that I should have done it before.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I think you're doing all right. You know, you're
okay.
I want to talk about aliens. What's up with that? Like the last album had a lot of alien themes. Right?
The last album.
The last album. Yeah, sorry.
The last before last album.
That's exactly what I meant.
Yeah, there was some alien stuff on there. Yeah, I just wanted to have fun with it.
Yeah.
I like aliens. I like Star Trek. I like science fiction. I like, you know, I think there's aliens. Yeah, I believe in aliens.
Have you ever had an experience?
Yeah, I mean, I saw like a crazy UFO one time. Like I was outside of Las Vegas, like west towards Las Vegas in the desert, and probably about an hour away, and you can start to kind of see the lights because it's so flat out there. You know, it was at night.
Yeah.
And I saw this crazy thing in the sky, and it had about 6 lights on it, and it looked like an airplane in a way, but it was jumping back and forth from side to side, like, and then stopping in midair. You know, I mean, it could have been like an F-16 or something. I think, you know, like maybe like something that could kind of like hover, you know, but it was just moving so fast and sporadically. Like I just had never seen anything like that.
There are like a lot of military bases out in that area.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it
that's like,
totally could. It could be something that we've never heard of either. You know,
yeah,
I mean, like they have a lot of airplanes that we don't find out about the technology that they have
yeah,
until like 20 years. You know,
yeah.
so I mean, it could have been anything, but it was like I've never seen anything move like that before. You know,
What do you think aliens would eat?
probably human brain.
You think like zombies, yeah, or like it seems like I always think of aliens as like so much more evolved than us that they just like live on some kind of like glucose paste that they like non.
Maybe they are vegetarians or vegans. They're
You
probably vegans.
you would think so, right? Like it's weird to
Hmm.
picture an alien milking anything.
Yeah, and I just think that they probably also are very advanced. And
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that the more advanced humans get, the less animal products we'll probably use,
Yeah,
because it's not necessarily like the most humane or healthy,
absolutely. Yeah,
stuff. So I think that people, if you're already traveling outer space, you've probably hit a certain level of advance that we haven't hit.
that's what my roommate who's on the couch over there. He's doing IT, but he like drinks beers all day while he does it. But he just got a fairly cheap box, like a 10-pack of Beyond Burgers today, and it was like a reasonable price.
Yeah,
Because they're usually like 2 for $8 or something like that. Like $4 a burger is like kind of a bit to spend. Um, this was like $15 for 10 or something like that. And I think eventually all fast food will go towards that because if you're eating a Big Mac, you're already taking like a leap of faith that that's beef, in the first place. Like it doesn't resemble beef in any possible way if you've ever had beef. So why couldn't that be a healthier, more sustainable thing?
yeah. I mean, I think that a lot of that stuff has so much filler in it, anyways. It's not really beef.
Yeah,
You know,
well,
I mean,
exactly. But why
it's
not
just
just
a beef
make it straight
product.
up? Why not? Because
Yeah,
McDonald's does use a lot of cows. It
I
doesn't
think
seem
that like
like it is, but
I think White Castle was always those were always like soy, anyways.
oh yeah,
I think so.
I love
Yeah,
those fucking the White Castle doubles, man. I'll fuck
but they
myself up with
probably
those.
put they probably put like beef bouillon in it or something.
Yeah, right.
Like
Just a
like
shit ton of
beef
salt.
fat.
Yeah, to make it. Well, that's the thing. Like, ideally, you can figure out a way to make stuff with like vegetables and without
Yeah,
throwing a bunch of fucking salt and whatever into it.
yeah.
What's your favorite road food?
Like fast food or like good
Let's
quality.
go fast food for now.
Okay, like if it's gotta be fast food, I usually go to like Chipotle.
Okay. Yeah, I for the first time in my life this year, I got myself into a little bit of Chipotle habit during the quarantine because it's so easy. I can order it on my phone during a dog walk. It's ready for me right afterwards, and I don't have to talk. You just walk in and pick it up from the shelf. They have like a
Yeah,
top-notch fucking quarantine setup.
I don't even know. I haven't really been eating out much since the quarantine. I just mostly cook at home, but
What kind of shit you
yeah,
making?
on the road, Chipotle is always, you know.
Have you ever tried the touring band's eat for free trick?
I heard about it. I heard about it. I've never tried it though. No, I don't think so. Maybe I have. I don't remember.
We never have either. Like Tiger Piss rolled up once, and it was like to a Chipotle with a line of like 30 people out the door, and we were just like, "There's if we
I think
walk
you have
in
to
here."
call ahead.
Yeah, I think they would have just thrown us the fuck out. Like I think, and you probably need to go when it's not super fucking busy. But I've seen there was some Facebook group that was like, "Let's all pretend we're a band going on tour," and it was basically like a Facebook group of people from bands, like just bringing up all the stupid shit you fight about while you're touring.
Oh yeah, I was on that.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. But there was a comment about that, and people said that they had gotten Chipotle for free from that. Also, Illegal Pete's, is that a place?
I don't know.
There's
What's it
another.
called?
I think it was called Illegal Pete's. Maybe it was something else. I don't know. There was another place that definitely gives touring bands free food.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, I've heard of that stuff before. I just figured that you roll up to Chipotle and they'd be like, "Oh, you're in a band, okay," and then they pull out a little Caesar's hot and ready and give it to you.
Yeah. Yo, that's funny. What's your go-to? What do you get when you go to Chipotle?
I get like a rice bowl with like a bunch of Mexican looking things on it.
Are you veg?
No, no, I'm glutarded.
Okay.
I don't know if that's like the preferred nomenclature anymore. With like all this,
Yeah.
Socially conscious. But yeah, I just
You don't
yeah.
eat gluten. So you eat rice? No, you don't eat rice.
No, I eat rice. Yeah.
Okay, rice is not gluten. I don't. It shows what the fuck I
No,
know.
no,
All
no,
right.
it's not.
Yeah.
I mean,
So you do a bowl.
basically like corn, rice. Like it's
Yeah,
not even
just not
honestly, it's not
flour.
even wheat. For me, I eat wheat, but what I don't really like is just processed bleached wheat. That's what makes me
Gotcha.
sick.
Okay.
Like pizza and like white bread and like cheap beer. Like, but when I go to
Gotcha.
Europe, um, I eat I eat like tons of bread in Europe, and it's never affects me negatively at all. Because
Yeah.
it's like they're using ancient grain. They're not using the Monsanto like 3 times a year harvest. Bleached wheat. So I don't really think it's necessarily the gluten. As much as it
Yeah.
is just like the poison.
Well, you don't get to be the fucking world superpower without fucking poisoning the shit out of your people, Nate.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, look at China. Like that's how they got there.
Yeah, I mean,
And
well, yeah.
America's a close second, I guess.
I think that's the interesting thing is like they're about to take over and they're as bad or worse than us. It's like,
Oh, they're way worse than we are. I mean,
yeah,
like they kill people like on the reg. Like at least we like do it secretly.
yeah.
Like they just do it out in the open. So I mean,
Fair
yeah,
enough.
they're
Yeah,
they're
it's
worse. I mean, like we just pretend like at least we pretend like we have freedom and stuff. Over there they just don't even care. They don't care to fake it.
yeah.
I feel bad for people in Hong Kong because is it Hong Kong or is it Beijing? No, it's Hong
I
Kong.
think it was Hong
I feel
Kong
bad for
that the
people.
riots were
Yeah, I
in,
feel
right?
bad for
Yeah.
them because they had they were part of kind of like the UK till like 1999, and now they're getting kind of overrun with the
Yeah, yeah. But they give
with the
them more. They have
Communist
more
Party of China.
liberties. They have more liberties than the mainland China, but not the
Yeah,
same
but
as
they
they
don't. But they're
had.
getting
Yeah.
it's getting it taken away. Yeah.
I mean, but if
Wow.
you think about post 9/11 America, it's not. I don't know how much. I think you can make some parallels.
Yeah, I mean, like they're always going to be trying to take away your rights. That's kind of their job. I mean, that's kind of like what government's job is.
Yeah.
Government's job is to uniform things and make it safer for people. And in that they always kind of take away freedom. And that's like why government is, like always kind of screwed.
Yeah.
But you got to take comfort in the fact that you can vote them out. That's like the one difference that you have, and that's
Absolutely.
like the way that I always feel about the difference between Democrats. It's like they're always pro big government and pro having too much bloated infrastructure and this and that. Put it in the school systems, put it in like and they just kind of throw money at problems. And they don't actually do anything good with
Yeah.
it or
Fair.
fix it. And the Republicans, they just like want the private sector to do it all because, and I think they're kind of both kind of screwed up ideas. But like the one that I like more is the one that you can vote out. You can't
Yeah.
vote out Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you get like a trillion, Amazon's about to be or is $1 trillion corporation. That's more the GDP of most states, some countries. So like,
Yeah, and the thing is you don't have control over Jeff Bezos.
exactly.
Like nobody controls that guy. Whereas, like, I mean, at least Donald Trump, you can vote him out.
Yeah.
Like, so that's like the main difference. I think is like if you have a Republican oligarchy type thing going
Yeah.
on, where it's like more about private businesses just running crazy. Like that's I think more poisonous than your government spending money poorly.
But at the same time, I think like once you allow someone to amass that much money, they own the Democrat. They own both parties as much as each other. So there's
It's
no
true. I
there's
mean,
no way to
that's like one
fight
thing
it.
that
Like
I mean, I think somebody should just run on the platform to get rid of Citizens United and
There
take
you
money out
go.
of politics.
I agree with you fully. If you just
And they should run on putting, people on like the Senate on
term limits.
Fixed term limits. Yeah,
There you go.
and then I think right there you would solve most of the problems that we have.
What's a good name for the party? Because I've been thinking the same.
It doesn't
thing.
even have to be a party. It could be just anybody that runs on that platform, and then they say they're gonna
resign
as soon as they accomplish that.
That's a fucking I think that's a beautiful idea. Just seriously.
And so many Republicans would vote for it, and so many Democrats would vote for it. Like the honest people would vote for it. And there's honest people on both sides.
6 of them that are in fucking government. Yeah, but yeah. Yeah, I think
that's the only way that anything is going to get better at this point.
I think it would be hard to oppose that. Like, okay, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
You're corrupt, and I'm going to run, and I'm just going to beat you. And it doesn't matter. Like, the government will run it, whatever. Would you be willing to be a candidate?
Yeah, I think that's the only, real kind of way there's going to be a future to our country.
Is if we start becoming candidates and start taking positions and taking.
I don't want to be a candidate, man.
No, you don't.
I don't care who does it. I think somebody that would be just anybody that would be super just anybody it could be it could be a Republican or a Democrat. It doesn't. It's just somebody that it's not the point,
Yeah.
Somebody. It could be an outspoken Republican,
but just not you.
That has no other platform that just does that, or an outspoken Democrat. It could be Bernie Sanders, and that's his only platform.
I mean,
or AOC or whoever.
And AOC and Bernie have both proposed AOC was if you lobby for any industry, or if you're paid by any industry, you can't vote on any of their issues for a certain amount of years.
And see, that's cool, and I think that's cool. But then, if you really, really care about the future of the country, take everything else out of your platform and just run on those two basic things. And then it's then nobody can deny you. It's one thing if you're those are two parts of your platform, but then you have this long list of things that nobody agrees with, on both sides. People are oh, that's too far left or that's too far right, and it's if you just take something very simple and just run on that, only.
See, sometimes on this podcast, I put up a picture of just you. For you right now, I would put up just a picture of your album.
Mm-hmm.
So and I couldn't find just the picture, so I have just it's 2 of the albums. And you were very clean cut. You look very Roy Orbison in that. But then I'll go piss right off to the side of the camera into a jug of water, one empty jug of water. So I feel that's going to get brought up in a attack ad against me if I run for, senator per se.
Well, we just need to find a candidate that we can just.
Exactly.
We don't run for our party.
Yeah,
I mean, what if that was the party, though? I mean, think about it. If it was just one party and they only had 2 goals.
Yeah, I know. I think it's literally. This has been on my mind a lot lately. Not fucking around. I'm completely seriously with you. I think get money out of politics and term limits for senators. Just those 2.
Mm-hmm.
And you can be pro-gun, you can be anti-abortion, you can be whatever. A bunch of things, you can be anti-gun, or you can be whatever. And I don't give a fuck. If you say you're going to quit once this is over, and then we can get money out and then have a legitimate debate. Because who wants to see a debate between Biden and Trump? That's fucking insane. No one.
I mean, neither of them are really good at forming sentences.
And there are no fucking ideas that anybody needs to fucking hear out of that. You're not moving you're not in a global economy. You're not competing with anyone with one of those fucking motherfuckers helming the ship.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, we have definitely the 2 worst possible candidates running for president.
And it's on purpose. But I think exactly what you. My last guest is a dude that works with funding for people buying houses, not necessarily low income but mid income people buying houses in our area or whatever. And his thing was just fucking, if instead of complaining about something, get out there and do something, run for common council, run for city alderman or whatever, And I think you're kind of saying the same thing to an extent, like, but differently. Like, one party that just has one fucking goal that's like get the corruption out.
Well, in Sweden they have like a bunch of parties. I think it's like 7 or something, or 9 or something like that, and each one, the name of the party is what they're lobbying for. So if you're like, you have the education party, you have like the workers party, you have like the health party, you have the environmental party, and that's what they're called. So when you're voting for, like if you're voting for a position for somebody and you feel like the environment needs help, and you vote for the environmental party. It's pretty fucking simple. Like, whereas in America it's like you're voting for big government or small government, and they're both big government.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
and
one of them is like,
one's socially conservative, and then one's like socially liberal, but like it's confusing. It doesn't really they're kind of the same thing in a lot of ways, and then they're different on a few finite things, and then
on purpose. The finite things are definitely on purpose as well. Like no Republicans want a bunch of black dudes with fucking AR-15s living anywhere near their fucking neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like, and most Democrats, like, they're, that you can find the same flaws with them as well. Like.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know, man. I think there's a lot of people that just they vote for the stuff they've always voted for, and I don't think it's a whole lot more than that. I don't think a lot of people have nefarious reasons, or are angry, or are even there. I don't think that a lot of people, feel like the same as the people that are running for their parties. I think they just don't know what to do.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think. I mean, well, it's obvious that I think there's studies that show that, like the Senate and the House of Representatives, they're lawmakers, and the laws they make are not in line with the ideas of the people. Like marijuana legalization has been, widely popular, but they're so behind it because they regulate, they make laws for.
I keep thinking the Republicans are going to legalize it.
They might.
I
mean, who the fuck knows?
I think that would be just so funny if they were the ones that legalized marijuana.
I mean, it wouldn't be that fucking weird. Like, they regulate for the people that pay them.
If they legalized marijuana and like decided that they didn't hate gay marriage anymore, like I just think that they would probably just stay in power forever.
Well, that's basically libertarian. Well, that's libertarianism. I mean, what you just explained is libertarianism. But the problem with that is that if you just if you unregulate stuff now, the fucking 6 rich people are just going to literally own everything. Like, it's like Monopoly if one person owned everything to start with. Like, you have to regulate. Like FDR and, like the Teddy Roosevelt and the Trust Busters. Like, you just can't, once people own that much of influence over everything, you have to regulate it as a society. Otherwise, things get super dark, and very dystopian, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's already like, that ship is already sailed here.
Man. Yeah, it has. I mean, when people, some dude has $46 billion and somebody dies because they can't afford insulin, that's crazy. It's not.
Well, I mean, Jeff Bezos, he's making like $1 million a minute or something right now, I think, right?
Something like that.
It's crazy.
And it's just like,
I don't know what it is, but I mean, I have no idea what the actual numbers are, but I was using that as like, it's something ridiculous.
It is like it's like, it's either going to make money not make sense at all, like money doesn't mean anything anymore, or, it's like they're going to take control of everything. Are you going to play us a tune?
No, sorry. You can hear that. I'm sorry.
No, rock on, man. We got a couple minutes left.
No, I wasn't playing. I was just like holding the guitar. And when you're holding the guitar and you make noises with your left hand.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good, man. You're good.
I know you could hear it. Usually it's too noisy to hear anything in here.
Yeah.
I turned the AC up though earlier, so it's really quiet in here. Which I'm glad I did that. I didn't even think about this.
Is it hot as fuck down there?
No, I mean, when I record, I turn the AC off, so
Yeah.
it's like fine. I'm good for like a few hours, and then I'll probably turn it on again like 2 or 3 hours after,
This has been
after I'm done
like
recording.
hot as fuck winter, or like basically in May it started being 90 degrees or plus every day, and it hasn't stopped till like 3 days ago
Yeah,
in New York. So it's been hot. I mean, it's probably hotter in Tennessee, but it's been a very hot fucking.
it's like 80 degrees here, I think.
Yeah,
It might be
today it's
hotter.
like 75 to 80, and it's very pleasant. I don't know.
But I don't leave the house, so it doesn't really affect me.
What's up with ribs? You get down with ribs?
Uh, like broken ribs or like
Like
kind of eat.
fucking pork ribs or beef ribs even.
Yeah, I like beef ribs. I like pork ribs too. I like beef ribs, like if they have barbecue sauce on them,
Okay.
and then I like pork ribs with like if they're with dry rub.
Okay, just yeah. Oh, that's Memphis style? No, is that Memphis style? Where
Tennessee style, yeah.
Tennessee style, where it's just dry rub and you have some sauce to dip it in, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
that's Tennessee style barbecue.
that's pork. All right, and then the beef, you want the sauce right on the motherfucker.
I do. I like them slow cooked
All right.
with
Where's I
sauce
mean, I
on
think
them.
they're right. You can't. Ribs are always soft cooked, right?
What about them?
Ribs are always slow cooked, aren't they?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I
What?
mean, I think a lot of times they slow cook them and then they put them on the grill
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There you go.
to give them lines. I don't really like with beef. I don't really care about that because with beef they kind of fall apart after they're slow cooked.
Yeah. Like a short rib. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I think that if you're gonna do ribs on a grill, like the pork is kind of the way to go with that. But
Yeah.
I like mine with Tennessee style, so it's like not really like you don't really have to grill them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Did we determine what song you were gonna strip to?
Yeah, I was gonna don't remember.
Which one?
I don't remember which Bob. It was gonna be like
Oh, Bob
one of
Dylan. Oh,
yeah
Hurricane.
something like off of that like weird album where his
Desire.
face
Yeah,
painted,
Desire's really.
like
Oh,
where
right?
everything was yeah where everything was like disco-y sounding.
Okay.
That record. That's like what I would want to dance to, like dystopian
That song
folk
"ISIS"
music.
was one of my favorite songs when I was a kid, like younger, like when I first got into Bob Dylan. That I
Yeah,
married ISIS on the 5th day of May. There's lots of fiddle and it's fucking weird sounding.
yeah. The fiddle on that record is great. It's
Yeah,
like super out of tune and sloppy and
yeah.
awesome. He
That's
just found that girl on the side of the street too, I think.
Oh, really? Huh?
Yeah, he didn't even like try her out.
Well,
In
fuck
the
it.
fiddle world, her style is called folk fiddle.
Yeah, is that what it's called?
It's like fiddle players kind of like I don't know, man. I heard a funny story about that particular woman actually from
Yeah.
somebody like she was teaching fiddle camp and she showed up and like was like trying to teach jazz fiddle, but she like couldn't play jazz fiddle.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
But
I
she's
don't
like,
know.
I'm the woman that was on Bob Dylan's Desire, so
That's like how she gets the gigs now.
yeah. Wow. I mean, I
That's
guess
how
if you
she gets
got
the
that,
gigs.
what was it? Like a Rolling Stone. I heard a weird song about that where that piano part, like, was like some dude that was an intern and just like slipped in there and like did that piano part, which is like
On
the hook of that
on
fucking
which
song.
album?
On the song like a Rolling Stone, like a roll,
Oh yeah.
like there's a piano hook to it, and it was just that
Mhm.
wasn't the piano. The piano player like stepped out, and some dude like fucking homie just snaggled his way
Yeah.
in there and fucking did and that's I think that line. I think that's a song, like Rolling Stone, yeah, where it has that piano part.
Where
Whatever.
was that recorded?
I'm
What
not
album was that
sure.
on?
That's on. Let's do some fucking research here, right? Like a Rolling Stone. I want to say it's on Bringing It All Back Home, right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where that was recorded. Sometimes like I'll just go for walks here in Nashville and I'll like go to famous studios and like look in the windows.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. It's like one nice thing about living here is I can just go down to Music Row and like
Oh,
fine.
it's on Highway 61. I didn't think that, but yeah, okay.
I think that was a Nashville record.
Maybe it was.
I'm not sure though. I know that Nashville Skyline and then Blonde on Blonde was half here. I think that was the other one, but I don't know.
Who the fuck
I think he
knows?
mostly does stuff out in LA now. I think that's like where he mostly records.
Fucking typical. All right. Well, what's anything else you want to throw in before I let you go here?
Just like drink lots of water, brush your teeth, call your mom,
All right. Just wholesome.
make good choices.
Two-party system. We still need a name for it, I think, but
Let's call it warm audio.
Warm audio. The warm audio. Yeah. Just weird.
Warm audio party.
All right. Fair enough. All right, dude. Well, I love the fucking new album, and
Thanks, buddy.
it's one of the things. Like I did, my friend Paul Heath the other day. I do one every 2 weeks. I think he was last week or the week before or whatever. But his band Dead Unicorn, I forgot how good they were until I started. Until I listened to them getting ready for the episode, and I forgot how good you were until I started listening to you for this. So I'm gonna, I'm excited to listen to the new album a bunch.
Thanks, man. I mean, it's all just like computer processed and auto-tuned. And
what a
really...
fucking cunt you fucking you yawning ass bastard. What is the song? Fucking Pam and Tim. I think that's my favorite.
Yeah, man. I had to tune everything on that. I even had to tune the drum set on that.
It's fucking. That's fucking.
I'm joking.
What is that called? When it's
auto-tune.
No, when like Abby Hoffman, like what he did. He was like. I don't know. When you're trying to overthrow the system, I feel like that song is like in that vein.
Who's Abby Hoffman? I feel like I should know that name, and I feel like I've heard it a million times, and I feel stupid because I
think he's some dude that did a bunch of weird shit in the '60s. I don't know really who it is very well either, but
okay.
All right.
I feel bad. I'm gonna have to look that up now too.
Hey, I love you, bud.
All right, man. Well, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon.
Fuck yeah, dude. Be good.
All right, bye.
All right, that was Nathan Kalish. Well, I brought my pee gallon jug downstairs just in case that I had to pee during that, but I did. So, all right, we still got Una here. She's still fucking not enthused at all by this. So, we're gonna take a quick break, pee in a toilet like a person, and then we'll talk to Dave Panullo. It's gonna be a good one. Stay tuned, bitches.
15 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. That sounds about right. That sounds metal as fuck.
15 beers on Tuesday afternoon is a Crazy Rev Kev production.